Bitcoin has successfully broken out of this, well, quite unsuccessfully actually, broken out of this bull flag pattern. We've gone down and we're now retesting to try and enter back into the bull flag pattern. We can see here that we've retested it, we've not managed to do so, and we went down, and we actually went down all the way here to previous resistance, which is lying around $112,000. So that's playing out really, really nice. And what's happening right now is we're trying to get back into the bull flag pattern. Let's see if we can manage to do so in the coming days, especially now on Monday. And it looks like we are not going to form a CME gap. As we can see, it's the weekend, obviously, and the price has filled this downward movement. So that is also good news. We're not going to expect any much volatility coming on Monday. And let's look at the liquidation quickly. You can see clearly that there is barely any liquidity left on the downside. And what we know is that Bitcoin always follows the liquidity. And this means, according to that theory, that we are going to go back above $120,000 per Bitcoin very, very soon. And quickly, I want to show you guys this Bitcoin chart on the daily. And we can also see that Bitcoin has perfectly bounced up from this daily support line on the bottom, right? It is here, it has bounced again here, and it has now again bounced here for Bitcoin. And as long as we stay above that line, we are still in a bull market. We're going to see the coming days and weeks and see if we do go below. But as long as we are above this major support line, we are still in a bull market. And I think we're going to be there for at least the next 2 more months. Now, I want to quickly show that this is a trap, and it's basically the same thing that happened to us a few times before. We can see these 4 traps that have been happening before. In November, we had the crisis with Israel and Iran. Everyone said the world is going to end. What happened? No, we went up a whopping all the way up 62% from there. Now, we had the same again in April with the Trump tariffs, and that caused some uncertainty in the market. We went down, but we very quickly recovered again from there. Same thing happened very recently again with Iran and Israel tensions, and the same thing is happening right now with Trump and Russia, the US and Russia escalating a bit. People are thinking again it's going to be a catastrophic event, but usually, as we know, and especially with the COVID pandemic, when prices go down, they usually always recover. And Bitcoin is a very mature asset. Bitcoin does recover. I mean, it's not a major correction now, but I'm just trying to point out that we've seen this before and we know what happens after. And whenever the price goes down, it does go up afterwards. And that is going to happen very, very soon again, in my opinion. Now, let's look at the halving cycles. So we are currently here. And if we look at the same point in the last 2 cycles, right, at the end of the green line, we've always still had some room to grow. We went up a bit. The same point in the last cycle in 2021 is here. And we still went up a bit. And we are currently here. And I expect that history is going to repeat and the same thing will happen. So for the next at least 60 days, I still think we're going to go higher. And one more thing, I've actually received a comment on my last video because, of course, we have the ETFs now, we have institutions buying. So is this bull run going to be any different to the last ones? And is the bear market going to be different? Well, yes and no. I think we are still going to have a bear cycle, of course. We cannot assume that we're not going to have bear markets if we've always had bear markets in the past. So until things are different, we should not assume that we're not going to have the same history repeating. However, I think the bear market is not going to be as brutal as last time, and we're not going to go down as much. We can measure here how much we've gone down. This is the second bear cycle, and from top to bottom, we've gone down 84%. In the last bull cycle, from top to bottom, we've gone down 77%. So it's already better. And this time, I think we're going to go down less. So we'll go down less than 70%. What can likely happen is that we're going to go down to the previous top, which was at 69,000. We'll go maybe around here or around here, which will bring us down about 40 to 50%, which I think is likely, but we're definitely not going to go down as much as we've done in the first 2 cycles because we have a lot of institutions buying right now, and it's a limited resource. Bitcoin is a limited asset, and we have a lot of buying pressure. And of course, if demand is always up and the amount we have is finite, we cannot go down that much. And that's why I believe Yes, things are gonna go down, but not as heavily as before, and Bitcoin is becoming a more and more mature asset. And with those words, see you guys tomorrow.